All right. Peace and blessings, everybody. Excuse me. I have to apologize for the technical difficulty. We went out, and I'm not sure what actually happened. Um, as I said, peace and blessings. Welcome to the People Before Politics show. My name is Damon K. Jones, and we're going to have a great show today. We have a great show today. And I apologize again for the technical difficulty. What's up, Sister Dawn? What's happening? How you doing? How's everybody doing? So let's get it in. It's the People Before Politics show. We're going to start.
22 million black victims of Americanism are waking up, and they're gaining a new political consciousness, becoming politically mature. And as they develop this political maturity, they're able to see the recent trends in these political elections. Any minority that has a block of votes that stick together is in a strategic position. Either way you go, that's who gets it. You're in a position to determine who go to the White House and who stay in the doghouse. You're the one who has that power. You and I have never seen democracy. All we've seen is hypocrisy. Today, look around America, we see America not through the eyes of someone who has enjoyed the fruits of Americanism. We see America through the eyes of someone who has been the victim of Americanism. We don't see any American dream. We've experienced only the American nightmare. We haven't benefited from America's democracy. We've only suffered from America's hypocrisy. And the generation that's coming up now can see it and are not afraid to say it.
Yes. What's up, everybody? This is Damon K. Jones here, and we are the People Before Politics radio show, and we are live. We are live Facebook. We are live on Black Westchester on YouTube. We are live on Damon K. Jones at YouTube. We are live on AJ Woodson on Facebook. And this is the People Before Politics radio show. And we have a good show tonight. And for all y'all that are watching via Instagram, please either go on Facebook and go on YouTube and check out the show. We're going to have some amazing guests on today's show. We're going to have amazing guests on today's show. So if you're watching live on Instagram, please go over to YouTube or Facebook and check out the People Before Politics, Black Westchester Magazine, People Before Politics radio show. We're going to have representatives today from the Westchester Black Women's Political Caucus. They're coming on, and they're having a great event this Friday coming up on the 20th, and they're going to be on soon. And at 7:00, my brother, if y'all see it, my brother Dave Daniels III is talking about his new book, Black and Blue in Bridgeport. It's on Amazon. Definitely people go and get this book. And as you see, the brother is holding up a noose. And we're going to discuss systematic racism in law enforcement and those officers, those Black officers, as I know many of them well that do speak out for the community. A lot of times they say Black officers don't speak out, but I think that's a bunch of BS because a lot of us do. And in the process, we face the racism within the department. and being Black. So this brother here, I've known this brother my whole law enforcement career, and he's been up in Bridgeport holding it down, representing the people and advocating for fairness and justice throughout Bridgeport, Connecticut. And I've had the pleasure to travel the country with the brother, discussing issues and accountability and transparency in law enforcement. So definitely click in 7. So if you're watching, I'm saying if you're watching on Instagram, I'm just popping in. Definitely go on Facebook or go on YouTube. You could go on Black Westchester Magazine and check out the guests, or you could go on Damon K. Jones, my page. I'm live on there. Or you could go on Facebook. You could go on Black Westchester on Facebook. You could go on the different Black Westchester pages on Facebook to definitely check us out on there. So definitely check us out. We're gonna have these wonderful guests on today, and thank for all y'all that are dropping in on Instagram. But definitely go over to YouTube. Definitely go over to YouTube and check it out. But I just want to say, man, you know, there's a lot of discussion. There's a lot of discussion about what's going on in the Middle East. And I truly, any loss of life, let me start this out clear. Any loss of life that as a result, especially civilian loss of life, that results in from a war is tragic. It's a tragedy. You know, but when I see what has been going on within the media and the narrative, and there's a one-way narrative in support of one person, and they're not supporting all human life that's over there, you know, I think we're doing a grave disservice. And I do feel that any descendant of the Holocaust was a horrible thing, and it shouldn't happen to anybody. But any descendant of the Holocaust that understands the sacrifices and the oppression that European Jews went through, you should not be willing to do it to another person, because you have firsthand knowledge of how families suffer through oppression. And I'll make it clear what the Zionist leadership, Netanyahu, is doing to the Palestinians, or what they have been doing to the Palestinians for decades over there, is oppression. Is simply oppression. And we should not allow this conversation to go without having that conversation about the Palestinians and the rights of humanity of the Palestinians. I'm going to try to play from MSNBC. I'm going to try to play a report. See if I still have it. Yes, I do. It's a 1 minute. It's a 1 minute report. I'm going to try to play it so we could see, you know, what a reporter from MSNBC, Ali Al-Valshi, I think his name is, from MSNBC, on what Palestinians that live in the Gaza Strip, what they go through on a daily basis in life. You know, and my point is, if you really believe what you believe Jewish leaders, then you should not have any problem with condemning what's happening to the Palestinians. You know, unfortunately, we're just not telling both sides of the suffering. And that's just my opinion. You could like it, you don't have to like it. I really don't care. But the truth is true. If we want to pray for Israel, we should also pray for Palestine. We should also pray for the suffering people in Palestine. And that's the way it should be. It shouldn't be any other way. Let me see if I could bring this. Let me see if I could bring this video up. I'm not even sure if I could hear it. It says mute. It says on mute. No, I don't think I could hear it. I don't hear it. Let me try to bring it up one more time before we bring in these strong sisters. I see logging in. They getting their screens ready. They're getting their screens ready. I'm going to try to bring this up one more time. Let me see if it works. Let me see. No, for some reason, it's not playing. All right. I'm gonna have to come back to that on another date. I'm gonna have to come back to that on another day and really go over this video, because I think we all need to hear what this brother has to say of the life of the people, the average life of a people in Palestine, the Palestinians, and what do they have to go through. But with further ado, I want to bring on Lisa Marie Nero, my sister. It said, what? Wait a minute. Sunoco. Looking at the Sabomi. Oh, I'm like, what did it say, Sunoco? What's that?
I must have typed it in wrong.
I was like, who's that?
That's because she's an oil magnet. She's an oil magnet.
Exactly. Wait a minute. I see Gia Clark, right? But her screen is black. She there? Where'd she go?
Yeah, Gia, you gotta come on camera, boo boo. Get that wig straight.
So all y'all that's watching on Instagram, y'all need to come on Facebook or YouTube. I'm about to sign off because there's no need for y'all to sit here and watch me talk to myself. So definitely come on YouTube, Black Westchester or Damon K. Jones, or go over to Black Westchester and Facebook. Peace out, Instagram. Good evening, everybody. How y'all doing? Let's give a round of applause. Hey, yeah. How y'all doing tonight?
We're good, Damon. Thank you so much for having us.
Oh, thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Definitely. So, tell us what's going on. Y'all got an event coming up.
Yes.
What type of event for the people that are watching? First, for the people that are watching, please give a history of the organization, how it started, and how long y'all guys been around, and your mission and everything, so people will know. Some people might not know who you are.
So we are the Westchester Black Women's Political Caucus. Our founding members were Alice Scott and Joan Mosley, who just passed away on Thursday. They were both from White Plains. And they met when they both worked at the NAACP. Joan Mosley was the legal counsel for the NAACP, and Alice Scott went to White Plains High School and then went on to NYU. But they met and formed a lifetime friendship. And they came together in 1976 to form the Westchester Black Women's Political Caucus. The first meeting was held in White Plains, and some of the original members are Judge Dolores Bradwhite, Honorable Ruth Hassel Thompson, and the late May Morgan Robinson, the mother of the godmothers of Yonkers politics, the Robinson twins. Those were some of the original members.
Great.
So on Friday, the 20th of October, we are celebrating our 46th anniversary. And our theme, 47th anniversary, you're correct. And our theme this year is Stronger Together. And we are absolutely delighted that our keynote speaker is Lacey Schwartz Delgado, who is the wife of the New York State Lieutenant Governor. She's a well-known filmmaker. She's currently writing a book, an attorney, and a motivational speaker. And at this time in Westchester County, at this time in America, when a lot of our rights are being questioned and taken away, affirmative action is no longer on the table. In some states, 38 states, voting rights are being challenged. So we, members of the Westchester Black Women Political Caucus, want to remain focused on the goals and objectives of our founding members, which is to uplift Black women into elected office in New York State, Westchester County, New York State, and beyond. So I'm going to hand it over to Lisa.
Yes, thank you, Madam President. My name is Lisa Maria Nero. Some of you may know me as a co-host for Black Westchester Radio.
That's right.
And it is a pleasure to be back on here as a guest. And of course, I miss being on the radio with Damon so much. I know now that you have retirement, you got nothing but time and opportunity.
That's what everybody say. Everybody's saying that, but I'm so busy. I don't understand. Like everybody say, my wife said it last night. You ain't got nothing to do. Like everybody's saying that, but I don't understand.
No, and listen, let me tell you something. Just to let you know that I'm definitely not only the co-host. I'm a fan of the show. I am so into your love Sundays, your love piece. I love it. I love it. I love it. It just, and I love when you do the piece on health. I know we're supposed to be talking about our organization, but we can't do that without coming on and blowing you up and what you're doing and the forums that you've been doing. So Damon, just kudos to you, with everything.
Oh, thank you.
I also want to, of course, thank your other co-founder. And it's like AJ, we just have this special relationship, and and it's like I have you to thank because there was such a connection, and I actually have Madam President to thank for even giving me the opportunity, because the first time I came on was when I was promoting the 45th anniversary. So my coming on this radio show was thanks to Madam President. I will always give kudos to her for making that introduction. And then, that's when you and AJ were like, no, we have to keep you on. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, no. So thank you. And just a shout out to AJ with his books. I'm so proud of him. I'm so proud of him. Everybody knows anything that I do, to help AJ make sure I make sure that the caucus advertises in your magazine, online, and in newsprint. And again, we just thank you because especially you celebrated so many women of the caucus in that book. So again, kudos just to Black Westchester. We're here to support. We are definitely the women behind the strong Black men, or besides them, because we got your back. So, and I just wanted to add to one of the original members for the caucus. We would be remiss if we did not remember, of course, Madam Bernice Burton, also from Greenberg. And I have a special place in my heart for Bernice because I took over her place as district leader for electoral district 64. So Bernice has a very, special place in my heart. And again, we just want to come here and promote and just let you know what's going on. As Madam President has put it, this is the biggest networking event that has been 3 years strong. We are looking for upwards of 500 to 600 people. This literally started off with we may have 200, people as guests, and we ended up in our first year with 463 people coming out of COVID. So again, nothing but God and nothing but a blessing.
Absolutely.
Here, Madam President knocked it out the park, and we had a total of 515 people at the Green Tree. And so this year, listen, look who we have as our guest, as guest speaker. We're honoring, of course, Honorable Pearl Quarles. May she rest in peace, Queen Mother Pearl. And I'm going to finish up there, and I'm going to toss it over to my wonderful, wonderful co-chair, Miss Gia Clark.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, my voice is a little hoarse right now. I have a little bit of a cold, so I apologize for the raspiness.
It's
But I
okay.
wanted to do the same thing that Lisa and Madam President did, is to thank you, because you're the voice that the community can hear that we don't hear on the regular channels. We don't hear
Thank you.
that. So
Thank you.
this is like, I want to say, the true community speaking to connect. So thank you, thank you, thank you for that. We're so
Thank you.
lucky to have you. I'm one of the co-chairs, and I love this organization, the Westchester Black Women's Political Caucus. I've been in it, and I have to say, sometimes in our community, just like we have a voice that speaks like yours, we have a voice where women can speak up and
Mhm.
unite. And I'll tell you, we're nonpartisan. It's Republican, we're past that. We
Right.
are open to people in the community that want to know what's going on in their community. What can they do to be involved, get involved with the change? They don't want to hear about the change and then find out, well, how did that happen? They
Right.
want to be involved in it to know
Mhm.
that their voice was heard. So anyone out there that wants to do that and get involved in the Westchester Black Women's Political Caucus, you don't always have to be person running, but you're now in a group of women that care about their community and want to know more. So I'm blessed to be in this group. I'm also the co-chair this year of the event that we're having coming up Friday. I've learned so much by doing this. I'm in the community. I live in Westchester. I work for a company, a private company that's in Westchester. And so I feel like this is what makes me even more in the community. So if you have, I'm an auntie, so I don't have the kids, but I have my great nieces and nephew. My goal is to be the favorite auntie out there, to keep them engaged and know what's happening,
That's right.
So
That's right.
that's what I want them to know what's going on in your community, make a difference, and know that you will, no matter what you give back. And
That's
that's
right.
what it's all about.
That's
So
right.
that's all I had to say. And thank you for all you do. I don't
No,
know
thank
whether you get
you.
all
Thank you guys.
accolades for it, but thank you. Thank you. You don't know the reach that you have. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you. No, I think it's a blessing. I could have great people like you on the show, and we could talk about the issues in Westchester County, and we could advocate for them. Man, my mother, she was always out there, and she was always in the Eastern Star. She was always rocking and rolling to the day she died. So I'm standing on some strong shoulders, of a Black woman, and she's continued to guide me, right? So I'm just it's just a blessing to help people, to be of service. That's what it's all about. And I like to help people that help people, and this is what Black Westchester is about. This is what the radio show is about. We have our ups and we have our downs, but we are still here and helping the people. Sometimes my mouth get a little crazy, but it's all for good reason, right? It's all for good reason. So listen, how can I think AJ? I'm going to try to post the. I'm going to post in the group. If oh no, I think I don't know what AJ posted. Well, we're gonna post if people are watching between now and next Friday,
No,
and if
sorry.
you want to go, we're gonna post we're gonna have the link inside the inside the comments. If AJ, if you could post the link, I see you making comments. But
And
I'll,
Damon, just to
yeah,
interrupt you, you know what? You sat there and said your mouth gets a little crazy, but guess
yeah,
what?
yeah, it
You
does.
and AJ and Madam President, y'all have to get a little crazy because of the
Exactly.
passion you have, and y'all ain't get on the list for 100 most influential people in the state with being regular.
Well,
So
yeah, absolutely.
I
4 years in a row too. Like 4 years in a row. Like I was, that's a blessing, man. Like you can't even imagine, like that's a blessing to be recognized on that level just for a newspaper that you give out free once a month. And it's a blessing. Like, I ran into Reverend Richardson one day and he said, bro, Doc, we got to keep that paper around, Doc. That Doc, hey, brother, man, that's paper's important. Black people need a black paper. We got to keep it around, Doc. So now that I'm retired, I'm going to have a meeting with him and see how he can help us keep this paper around.
that's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Has that reach. You ain't never lied. And just giving kudos to Madam President. You have now
Absolutely.
been there 2 years running, Ma. 2 years running. You broke up, Shabana.
You're breaking up.
2021, 2022, 2023.
All right.
You know, the way that Madam President has grown the caucus exponentially, we now have a stronger voice where, there are organizations coming to us like, hey, would you like to participate in the candidates forum? When that was almost unheard of
That's right.
before. So we now have a stronger voice. We have Madam President to thank for that. And, we always will follow her leadership, and we thank her for her dedication to the caucus because she could be doing anything else, but she chose to, love the organization and really put all of her feet forward and, definitely jumped in, the deep end. I don't even know if she knew how to swim, but she knows how to swim now. So again, kudos to Madam President for her leadership. And but again, we go right back to the source of thanking Black Westchester. Because again, you had us on the show first, so thank you.
No, we got to thank the black women. We got to thank y'all black women. We got to thank y'all black women for standing up in Westchester. Because sometimes, man, I got to look at the men cross-eyed and say, how these sisters over here putting out, with Farrakhan? I'm like, where the cues at? Where the sisters? Why the women standing up? Where are the men? Where were the men? I said, wasn't no man. No, we ain't seen nobody. We ain't seen no men stand up. What? The sisters stood up. Farrakhan, no, you ain't taking Farrakhan down. Men was like, I was waiting. I said, okay, the sister said that the men gonna come out. Ooh, you ain't hear nothing.
Say that one more time.
You ain't hear nothing. I wish I had that silent button. I wish I had that.
Damon, we are so happy that both you and
hold on, the men, it was just crickets.
Yes.
That's all you heard from the men was crickets. My black men, what's going on? These sisters showed y'all out with that. With that, I'm just letting y'all know. They showed y'all out, man.
Yep.
Y'all got to redeem yourself when next something else come up.
Yeah.
If they come out before the men again, I'm gonna be like, man, y'all, come on, man, y'all. I don't know what's going on now.
No, Cliff Abrams and I were in constant communication. I know with Madam President, she was in constant communication with Cliff Abrams. He will tell you, no matter what's going on politically, Cliff has our back. No matter what.
Yeah.
No, he was like, no,
absolutely.
Who came forth. So, no, and we thank again Madam President for taking that step out on faith. She did, and wait, let's keep it 100. She got some heat. She
did.
So,
I know she did.
She took a strong stand. We stood behind her, and no, it was just. But you're right, crickets.
Yeah, it was crickets. It was crickets from the brothers. But
Yep.
you know, I mean, come on, man. Like, you know, but that was, I mean, that was power. I was watching. I was watching. We was doing our thing, what we were supposed to do, but we used to not one man organization. We couldn't. I don't even think the Masons put out anything. I'm like, come on, brothers, bruh. Come on, man. But you know, I mean, y'all stood up, and that's what it's for, man. Like that's why, you know, I definitely respect the work that you do. I love to see strong women holding it down, you know, and it inspires me as a man, you know, because you see the sisters stand up, you gotta stand up. Well, you're supposed to, right? You're supposed to stand up. But you know, just watching y'all, and especially with that, just watching y'all how y'all handle yourself very professionally. You know, the letter was beautifully written. The statement was beautifully written. It put some heat on them. You know, and I know y'all got pushed back because anytime we stand for ourselves, and especially stand for the minister who's been fighting for us for over 60 years. You know, we're going to get heat back.
And family.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. So, you know, that was a blessing, and we got a lot of praise, and we got a lot of thank yous from Chicago. Even on Instagram, one of the minister's sons thanked us for standing up for their father. You know, when a lot of people wouldn't. You know, and you know, if you follow the history of the minister, you know that a lot of people don't. You know, and it should have been passes out there. It should have been, because I mean, the issue was bigger than just a picture. You know, it was about our legacy, our history, and for us to choose who our leaders are. Not nobody else choosing who our leaders are. You know, and I think it kind of, you know what, it kind of made what we went through less important when other people throw in what they went through. We're not talking about what you went through. This is not a Holocaust mural. We understand it. We get it. We get that. But let us express ourselves the way we want to express ourselves, and express our feelings for people who fought for us, whether you agreed or disagree with their positions. These are our people, you know. And I think Paul learned a lesson. I think he learned a great lesson in who we are as Black people. We're just not votes, right? We're human beings. We have feelings. We have history. We gave blood in this country, you know, just like they gave blood. We gave blood. We gave blood, and we was oppressed for over 400 years, just like the Jews in the Bible, right? So, you know, we have a right to voice our opinions, and I thank y'all again for being the first organization to step up and hold a government accountable on Black history and who we are. So I thank you again. More. Gotta get some more applause here. Gotta get some more applause. Gotta get some more applause. Yes. Is there any other thing, like any other programs y'all looking to do coming up? And how can people join?
Well, we now have 6 chapters. We have the Yonkers chapter, Mount Vernon, New Rochelle, Greater Peekskill, Greenburgh, White Plains, and Greater Bedford is our newest chapter.
Oh, great.
If anyone wants to join, they should send an email to WBWPC, which stands for Westchester Black Women's Political Caucus, Westchester, WBWPC Westchester at gmail.com. And we respond immediately to all inquiries. But more than that, we want to let you know that next year we will have the Albany Breakfast, which is during the Caucus weekend. And we're also going to have the Westchester Power Circle in May, which is our candidates forum.
Okay.
So those are 2 upcoming events we have. And we want people to come out. We partner with anyone who is like-minded. We partner to advocate for ourselves, for women's rights, for reproductive rights, for voting rights, anything that is of, immense popularity in our community. We take that seriously.
Yes.
We're a co-sponsor of the Reproductive Rights March in White Plains last year. 2 years ago, we co-sponsored a bus trip to Washington, D.C. on voting rights. So these are things that are of concern, and these are things we're passionate about.
Great, great, great.
And don't forget
Lisa?
supporting. Don't forget about supporting Jamal Bowman's reparations bill in the U.S. Representatives. I've been obviously very, very instrumental with reparations. It is my dissertation, and but the caucus has been very supportive. We've tried to support, of course, our member, Majority Leader Andrea Stewart Cousins, with her passing of the bill for the state commission. So we're staying on top of it, and we're just active with making sure that we have a voice when it comes to that table. When it comes to that commission, we want to make sure. Hey, Angela, our third coach for the caucus. We just want to make sure that we have a voice in that commission, and I'm doing everything within my power to make sure that my dissertation is published, because that's how you get on the commission. Is you have to have a published work regarding reparations. So I'm racing
Really?
to finish. Yes, I'm racing
Okay.
to finish.
Okay.
To the federal commission or on the state commission. So I'm making it happen.
Sister Angela, how you doing? Welcome.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Busy Sunday.
It's all right. It's all right.
Yes.
It's all right. Yeah. Y'all got me sitting next to Jamal. I got to keep my eye on him, make sure he don't be pulling no fire alarm. I got to follow him around the spot, make sure he ain't pulling no fire alarm. Like, yo, dude, like, what you doing? Put that down. Don't be messing up this party. What you doing?
Wait, Damon, quick, true story. I'm sitting there door knocking, right? And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he was just like, yeah, what about that Jamal? I said, listen, he made a mistake.
Yeah, he made a mistake. He made a mistake. We got to let that pass. As long as he don't do it again, then we know it's intentional.
They was just like, everybody kept saying, there's no way Jamal would delay the vote. No way.
No
way. And you know, we're calling him Jamal, but listen, he is honorable doctor. Hello, somebody.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But I got my eye on him, y'all. I'm gonna have my eye on him Friday. I'm gonna be sitting right next to him. Like, don't you go next to no door, man.
Listen, you know Lewis got his back, so you know.
I'm gonna keep my eye on Jamal that night.
Now, Angela Farish is our mistress of ceremonies, and she has done a phenomenal job working with the co-chairs to put together an awesome event. Angela, let's hear from you.
Yes.
Well, I'm super excited again to serve in this capacity for this wonderful event. I am so looking forward to it. I just want to make sure that everyone in the room just enjoy the evening. I am so looking forward to hearing from Miss Lacey Delgado to just unleash a word for us that evening. So again, I am just super excited, and I'm also humbled at the opportunity to serve as the mistress of ceremony.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Angela. We are blessed to have you in our midst. Talk about a few of your guests that purchased tables. Let's talk about that, Angela.
Yes, so I was very fortunate. New Rochelle is on an uptick in development, and we do have, for the first time, our master developer, RXR, who purchased a table. Also, my development partner, I run the house authority for the city and converted my property to a tax credit RAT conversion. And Property Resource Corporation is another developer that purchase a table. And another partner is McQuestion Development, who worked with the Housing Authority in the past to convert Hartley houses into heritage homes. So again, forging those relationships, and it's very important that when developers come to your community, that they give back. So I am grateful for, those developers investing back into the community.
Thank you so much, Angela. And did you know Damon, who's on the line with us, and AJ Woodson will be at the event? They purchased their
Wonderful.
tickets,
Woo!
so they will join us at the event. And
Yes, I'll be there.
just tell us about your connection to News 12 Westchester, Angela.
So, of course, Joe Apicella is one of the guests who will be there, and he's married to Tara Rosenblum, and they will be at the event. So I'm really super excited about that. And also, more importantly, I am super, super excited that our city manager, Ms. Kathleen Gill, will be in the room that evening. So again, our city is in a major, uptick in development and transition in leadership. And to have her as our city manager, she is a strong partner with the housing authority. So I'm grateful that we were able, for us to be able to be on her calendar.
That's great.
Thank
That's
you
great.
so much, Angela, for just being the mistress of ceremonies, for taking this event on, for making sure that we have an amazing classic event that night. Thank you, your two co-chairs. And let me point out and shout out Gia Clark. Gia Clark's father was the first Black businessman in the city of Yonkers. Do you want to talk about that, Gia?
Sure, sure. Anytime you can talk about the people that got you where you are today is always a blessing.
That's right.
So
That's
yes,
right.
my father, this was in the 60s. He bought out, he was a general manager, but he was able to buy out the owners of Frigid Manufacturing on Nepperham Avenue. And he was the owner. He employed people in Westchester and also in New Jersey, because at the time it was very hard for anyone to say that they're going to work for someone who was Black. That's number one. And that was in the 60s. And I can tell you that the stories that I can tell you about my family and how he held strong. We lived in Yonkers, and we had our garage burnt down. We were on the news. My mother wanted us to move so bad, but my father's like, no, I can't. I have to make this to say we are not moving. We are going to make a stand to say this is not right. And if you do that long enough, you'll find the people that are not afraid to come out of the woodwork to support. And that's what he did. So I believe he's in my heart, one of the heroes in our family, because he gave us a history of you stay with it. You stay with it. My father used to say, just do it, before that became the logo for anything. It was just do it. And I'm telling you, that's in the 60s. Just do it.
That's
Don't
right.
be afraid, just do it. And if it's the right thing and you lead with your heart, you cannot go wrong, because you're doing it in God's way of what God wants to be done. So that's what I want to share. And I share that with any young person. And Shibomi brings up about the caucus. We want more young women in the caucus.
Yes.
We need them in the caucus. We need them in there to keep it going, to keep that livelihood of old and young together. So please, if you're listening to this, if you feel any inclination, you don't have to run, but you want to support your community. You don't want to be a district leader. You don't want to, but you want to support with a bunch of women that want to join the caucus, please.
Yeah, I tell everybody to join organizations. That's part of networking, especially if you have a business. I know, Saboni, you sent me about 3 or 4 times an application for my wife, but I just can't catch her. She come home, it's like, pew, 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 and she's gone. I'm like, geez, guys, I can't catch her. I'm still trying. I can't catch my wife. I don't know. Maybe
We'll keep trying. We'll never give up.
I keep trying. I keep trying. Sometimes I gotta catch her. You know what I'm saying? That's my wife. Like, you got to slow down, baby. Like, you got to come on over here. Can't be running around working for the man all the time.
It's funny you say that. Angela also serves as our membership chair. Angela has done a dynamic job as the membership chair. Angela, you want to share some of your good things that you've done?
Yeah, again, also always supporting the organization. Of course, Madam President, Ms. Sabomi, the goal was to increase membership to bring in some future leaders. And that has always been a goal. And I am so grateful that under Sabomi's leadership, our caucus has grown tremendously. Even the New Rochelle chapter, I remember when I started a few years ago, we had a handful of members, and now we have over 30 members. And my goal is to keep, you know, pushing and pressing upon young women that we need you. You are the future, and you know, look at the political climate. We got to make sure that we have, a harvest of some strong Black women coming behind us. So that is the goal, to continue to empower young Black women to either seek higher political office or
That's right.
encourage those who are running.
That's right. That's right.
Yes.
Thank you, Angela, for all that you do. And let's go back to Lisa Marie Nero. So Lisa Marie Nero is good when it comes to our bylaws, our policies, our procedures. And I just want to shout her out because she knows the bylaws inside and out. Unlike me, who has to look up the page and read it again, she has it committed to memory.
Let me and
Yes.
I add a little bit of history because, Madam President, you said something very, very important at the very beginning of the show. You said that the co-founders of the caucus were members of the NAACP,
Yes.
and everyone is wondering how do you know the bylaws so well? And I'll never forget AJ came on. He was like, "What's a parliamentarian?" I said, "Oh my God." He was like, "Tell us more about it." And what happened is the reason why I said it's so important, and that's how I remembered the bylaws, is because they follow so closely with the bylaws of the NAACP, where I have been a member since a teenager. So
Wow.
that's why because it lines up. It's so easy to it's just been I've known it all my life with the bylaws with and wait, Damon, Lena Anderson has pounded on
Exactly.
bylaws with the White Plains Greenberg branch of the NAACP, brilliantly now President Janice Griffith, who's also my member, and I say my member so proudly because I'm a new president of the Greenberg White Plains chapter, and but it's the bylaws. They all know. I mean, any question. It's so funny. We'll be in the middle of a business meeting, and Madam Parliamentarian, I was just like, yes, ma'am. And it's so funny because at our last meeting, they was like bylaws, and I'm sitting there like, and you get a bylaw, and you get a bylaw.
You just giving them all out, right? You just
They're
giving
like,
them all
what is
out.
she pulling it out of her behind? I was like, oh, here's a copy. So
Exactly.
and
Exactly.
I'm all about rules. I'm all about regulation. And Damon, I'll be coming up with research, and you'll be like, yo, how she get that so quick? Research is in my blood. It really,
Right.
really.
No, definitely. No, listen, bylaws is very important. It's definitely, I used to say that I was a union delegate for 13 years at the Westchester County with COBA, with our union. And you had to know your bylaws. And I see people don't read the bylaws. They take someone else's word for it. They say, well, this is it. I said, well, did you read the bylaws? No, so. No, you got to read them yourself, man. Like read them yourself. Just read the bylaws yourself. Don't get yourself jammed up because somebody else said it, and we just got to teach young people, man. You got to read, especially organizations. You got to read your bylaws. You got to understand. But I got in trouble on Facebook because I talked about etiquette and protocol. And I got attacked by Black folks saying that, oh, that's not needed. Yes, it is needed.
Yes, it is.
We have to have etiquette, and we have to have protocol, and it's needed in our everyday life, just like politics, right? Politics affects our everyday life, and etiquette and protocol. And one thing is protocol, it's understanding your bylaws and rules and regulations. If we want police to be accountable to their training and their policies and procedures, we should also be accountable. And I think that's key. But good to see another Black organization following their bylaws. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. We got to ask the men they following their bylaws. I got to get them, the Westchester, the Black men, I got to get them on the show and see where they at. See what's happening with them.
And Damon, I knew your former president very, very well. Alonzo was my boy. You hear me?
Alonzo, I liked Alonzo too, but he did some things that he shouldn't.
And I know, and political.
Yeah.
So I know some of it was political charges.
Yeah, he did some
Still
things.
my boy, though.
He did some things, man. Yeah. I gave Alonzo hell. I gave him hell. Oh my God, he hated me to death. But he loved me, but he hated me because I had no problem with him. No problem. And I ran against him twice. I lost by 25 votes.
Wow. Okay, Andrea Stewart Cousins. I lost
by 25 votes. And I think them votes was made up because I was beating him in all the buildings, and all of a sudden, absentee ballots, he passed me. I said, "Oh, this is Andrea Stewart Cousins against Spano." They done pulled out dead people. They done pulled out dead people to get absentee ballots. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all right. But let me tell you, they wish I was president now.
Those are still clients.
We should have voted for you, man. Well, you know what? I'm about to retire. I'm out. I don't even care no more. You know.
Damon, I still go to the golf outing. I say nothing. You hear me? Those are my clients. When y'all get assaulted, y'all come to me.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. But, you know, we're going to have some issues because they're offering us 4% less than they're offering county police. And Department of Corrections is mostly Black and brown.
Yeah.
So, you know, and county police is majority white men. So we have a problem with that. You know, we have a problem that you're going to give us 4% less. And we still got blocks closed down because of COVID. We still dealing, we still working with masks on and things like that, which police don't have to. They out in the fresh air.
Yeah.
You know, so there's still issues, you know, and since, you know, those are the years I was still working there, you know, I got something to say. I want my money. You know, I want my retro. I want my money. Absolutely. I was supposed to have it. I thought I was going to walk out with a nice check. So, you know, y'all going to hear about it.
That works. I know how that works too.
Y'all going to hear about it soon because I want my money.
Online, they're listening, and they want me to announce some of the guests we are going to have.
Yeah, please.
So we're going to have our highest ranking member, New York State Majority Leader, Andrea Stewart Cousins. We are going to have, these are confirmed members who paid for tickets. We're going to have Senator Shelley Mayer. We are going to have Assemblyperson Gary Pretlow, as well as Assemblyman Steve Otis, as well as Assemblywoman Dana Levenberg, as well as Nada Sayed. And Congressman Jamal Bowman bought a table. We're so happy that, you know, he's coming. We also have Westchester County legislators Ben Boykin, Tyree Woodson Samuels, Terry Clements, Simra Brandon, Catherine Borgia. We have Colin Smith. We have David Imamura. We have Erica Pierce. We have, Jose Alvarado. We have David Tubiello. We have James Nolan. So we have so far confirmed 10 of the 17 Westchester County Board of Legislators. We are hoping the others will purchase their tickets before Friday. We also have the mayor of the great city of Yonkers, the mayor of the great city of Peekskill, the mayor of the great city of Mount Vernon. We have the commissioner from Mount Vernon, commissioner of Parks and Recreation. We have also a representative from New York State Senator Chuck Schumer's office, as well as a representative from New York State Senator Catherine Gillibrand's office will be there. And we have members of Lewisboro, the entire council of Lewisboro bought a table.
Mhm.
We're very happy to see them. We have trustees from Tarrytown who will be present. I think her name is Effie Phillips Stately. Am I right? Am I right?
Yes.
Mhm.
The representative, Hazel Dukes, will be in Chicago that weekend, but Hazel Dukes is sending her vice president who will come to represent New York State NAACP. So we will have that there. We have, of course, Black Westchester, yourself and AJ there.
Mhm.
We are so grateful to our seasoned member, Sandra Blackwell of the Westchester County Press. She
Mhm.
advertised our program, and she sent in a journalist, Yvonne Burt, am I right,
Yes.
to cover the event? Excellent. And so we have the journal news coming. We have News 12. We are
Good. Good.
absolutely,
Good.
going to put on a splendid event with these strong, wonderful women as co-chairs.
Good. That's what's up. That's what's up. Some more round of applause.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah. 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 See, that's what I'm talking about. That's power in itself
Yes.
Mhm.
to
Oh
get
my
those
God,
important people to come.
Damon, this is the true fact. If you Google Westchester Black Women's Political Caucus, my quote comes up under Andrea Stewart Cousins, where I said there's a lot of power in this room. It's Googleable.
Exactly. Exactly. And Senator Cousins has always been a friend of the show. She has always showed the support for Black Westchester Magazine and the radio show. I remember one time she came and she was only supposed to stay 10 minutes. Just this is when we had the studio in Yonkers. She was only 10, 15 minutes. She ended up staying the whole show.
Wow.
She done kicked her shoes off underneath the table and she was talking and she's talking. And then we was like, all right, well, the show's about over. She said, oh my God, the show's over? We were like, man, you did this whole time. You just sat with us the whole time. But she's always bigged up the show. She always shown us respect, and we definitely respect her and what she has done for women, Black women, the community, and what she's done for Westchester County and her leadership. You know,
And Damon, we're so thankful, but I
Yes.
also know you have a guest coming on at 7:00.
well, he ain't here yet.
Oh, okay,
he
no problem.
ain't here. He ain't here yet. And,
Oh, okay.
and
Well, you know how I go. I'm like,
yeah, he ain't here yet. And this guy here, I've known this guy for over 30 years. He's a retired Bridgeport police officer, and we're going to talk about his new book, Black and Blue in Bridgeport. And as you can see, he's holding a noose
Wow.
in his hands, which was found in the police department. So, the history of the struggle of Black officers throughout the United States and even throughout the world, because it goes on in the UK, it goes on in the UK too. But dealing with racism within these police departments, it's still happening, right? We haven't changed. We haven't changed it, and my brother's gonna come on and talk about his story. But his story is just like many other stories. His story is like my story. His story is like so many other officers of different law enforcement departments that have dealt with racism and bigotry and all the other isms that deal with these law enforcement departments that we're still trying to fix. It's a continued fight. But they definitely get the book. It's on Amazon. Definitely support him, and he has great stories to tell about the book. One day I'm going to write my book that actual of the law enforcement side and the things that I've dealt with. Right here in Westchester, you'll never think, but yeah, one day I'm going to do it. One day I'm going to sit down and do it because it just needs to be told too, because they don't think like the way the media portrays, that we don't deal with all that. We deal with it. We definitely deal with it every day. So definitely he ain't here yet. So I don't know where he at.
Don't wait to tell your story. Now you put it out here and you said you're going to do it. So now next year, don't be around here. You're going to say, I'm still thinking about writing that book.
You know why? Because here's the thing. I'm still putting in the atmosphere that I might get one of these real positions that I can make change. So if I come out with that book now, it'll be incomplete. You know, it would be incomplete. So I'm trying to put it in the atmosphere that I'll get somewhere that I'm able to make the change, make the necessary change, and be and not care, like, you know, like do the change, and if whoever's over me is mad, then I'll just go back to Middletown. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, because you know, it ain't about the money, it's about implementing something that Black law enforcement have been advocating for the last 60 years, that for some reason when we get in these positions we don't do. And I'm still trying to figure out why, right? Why we don't do it, because there's a plethora of information out there of what we've been saying, and there's reports, and there's commissions, and there's this, and there's that, and there's this and that. But why haven't we been able to implement it, you know, as people in those policy making positions? So hopefully one day, God is willing, you know, that I'll get somewhere and I'll implement it. And, you know, people don't like it, then I'll just go home.
Well, start the story. Start the story.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Start those chapters.
no, I'm putting it together. Yeah, you know, a lot of it is together. You know, and it's funny because Black Westchester is part of the story, because we started the paper off of a press conference I did. That's how the paper started, because the local news was not giving the story the way the story needed to be told, and YouTube was just young back then. You know, YouTube was just starting to jump off. And I was walking around with a recorder, recording my press conferences and putting them on YouTube, you know, to share them on social media. And then AJ had came up to take care of his mother, and he had a blog, and he wrote a story, and that's how it started, off of one story, you know, and it snowballed into an actual newspaper. Say that again, Lisa?
Was it the Chamberlain case, or was it something
No, it was the case where the 4 New York State parole officers who was doing a home visit in their bulletproof vests that said New York State Parole, with their badges around their neck that said New York State Parole and identification, in a car that was registered to New York State Parole, and someone saw them leaving the house and called the cops. And the cops rolled up on them and pulled the guns out on them and put them on the ground. And yeah, it was in Stony Point. I think it happened in Stony Point. And they put them on the ground, you know, hands down, with their badges on, and badges, they had them down, and, you know, and it was just it was embarrassing, and it was foolishness. So that was the first story when we did the press conference in front of the federal courthouse. Oh, Ramapo. AJ said Ramapo. Whoop. Yeah, Ramapo. It was in Ramapo police. So, you know,
Wow.
and that's how Black Westchester started, you know, over police brutality. And, you know, it's sad, and we still doing stories about police brutality. You know,
as a badge bunny, you know what that is. Ladies, a badge bunny is someone who thinks nothing but police officers.
badge.
And so anytime I go anywhere, I can pick out the cops, and I'll be like, oh, you on the job? Oh, this your detail? Blank, blank, blank. And they're like, you on the job? I'm like, no, my ex-husband, my my ex-boyfriend.
Right.
But so I know about the background of Westchester and the blue wall versus the blue-black wall. It's, you know, it's very real. A lot of people, you know, don't understand it, but you have to be in it to, you know, to understand it, or be, you know, have a significant other to really understand the blue-black wall. And, you know, I'm often given a lot of leniency because I have a white badge. But if I didn't have that white badge, I'm telling you, the racism is crazy. It's crazy. And even with the badge, they do look at it crooked, but they don't know who I'm married to. So yeah, it gets crazy.
Well, we're about to end the show because I just got a text from Dave, said he can't come on. I ain't got nothing else to talk about.
No. Wait. This is almost like AJ on Mother's Day when we just I did a full interview of everybody, and he was just like, "It's the women's political caucus takeover."
Yeah. Hey, listen. He ain't. Look, I ain't sweating it. I ain't sweating it one bit because I've been up all day making labels for my wife's muffins, and because she's gonna start tomorrow, God willing.
Amen.
In the Westchester airport, the kiosk that's on the other side of TSA. There's a coffee shop and everything. Her muffins is going to be in there starting tomorrow. So that's a great accomplishment, right? To be in Westchester Airport. And Sabomi, did they call you? Did they?
No, she hasn't called me yet. No.
Okay. So that's run by a woman of color, Palestinian woman. And she is looking to renew her license of that. Not only does she have that, she has a restaurant that's upstairs. So there's a woman of color running that, and nobody knows. Like nobody. I never knew it. Until I talked to her husband, and I didn't know they had all that. So our goal is to make sure they keep it. And I reached out to Sabomi, and I told him to call, and I'm going to text him when we get off the show to make sure that they contact you because I want her to meet you because the IFPs is going out. And even though we love all our politicians, we know sometimes they're games, and we want to make sure this sister remains there because they had a Dunkin' Donuts on the bottom also. And tricks was played. They lost it. Not only did they basically lose $500,000 that they put into it, they lost the Dunkin' Donuts license.
Wow.
Right. So now it's some bootleg coffee shop in there. Like you let a Dunkin' Donuts go to put some. If y'all ever travel, just go up in there. You'd be like, what is this, mama? What is this? Like, so we just got to make sure. I'm trying to make sure the sister keep it because she put a lot of money into it. She had it through COVID. We know what happened to COVID throughout the travel agency. So nobody made money. But my whole goal is so people will know that there's a sister that's running it, and she's trying to build it, after COVID. And right now she has no lease. She's on the month to month. So the county needs to do business with this sister to allow her to do what she needs to do. And so she won't lose the money that she's invested, into these restaurants. So we're trying to help her, give her something different with the muffins, morning muffins and all that other stuff that she could sell to the people, that got come through the airport. So that's what we try to do. That's what we're trying to do. But I'm going to text her husband tonight and make sure that they talk to you, Sabomi, because once you talk to her, man, she's a beautiful sister, man. She's a beautiful sister, and she just wants to do business, and have an opportunity to make that grow, and that's all anybody asks, to get a chance and she never got no COVID money. No, she never got anything from that.
Wow.
She never got nothing, and I was upset, to see that because of the potential, and we understand if they want it done, they'll make it happen. I've been in this game long enough to know if they want it done, they'll make it happen. There's no excuses. There's just somebody within that circle just wants to says, okay, make it happen. It's going to happen. So I hope they come. I hope they call you so they can come so you can meet them. They're a great couple, great, beautiful couple, and they're just trying to do honest work and honest business, and that's what we want. That's what we want. But, Dave's not coming on. Is there anything else y'all want to talk about?
Well, I wanted to talk about the legacy. We are honoring posthumously the Honorable Pearl Qualls. So I'm going to have Angela speak on that.
Yes, so we will honor Miss Pearl Qualls. She is she has been a lifelong member of the New Rochelle chapter, and I am honored to be able to be in a room when we do this honor. Actually, Miss Pearl was the one who introduced me to the Black Women's Political Caucus, so we are super excited to pay homage to her that evening.
I'd like to also add, she has 2 family members, Dee Dee and Athena, that are going to be there.
Great.
So we're very proud that they will be able there to accept the honors.
Great. Man,
And,
Sister
Pearl
Claus
Quartz,
was the best.
yeah,
Go ahead.
was the first Black left Westchester County.
Mhm.
Pearl Quartz was there for the direction.
You're breaking up, Saboni.
Yeah,
I said the Honorable Pearl Quartz was there for the
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yes, yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. She used to always see me and say, keep giving them hell. She used to always see me as a decision. Keep giving them hell, Damon. Keep going. You're doing a great job. I'd be like, well, if it came from her, I must be doing a great job. I must be doing a great job. No, but she was a beautiful woman. And, you know, some people gave her flack because she was a Republican and she still with Republicans, but I respected her for that.
that's
You
right.
know, she was relentless in her stance, you know, and regardless of whether it's a R or a D in front of her name, she was for Black people. She was for the rise of Black people. You know, she just looked at it a little different than other people. That's all.
Yeah.
You know, that's all. And we gotta love her, and we loved her for it. We loved her for it.
Hey, Damon, what
Yes.
a lot of people don't realize is that we were, Black people were Republicans first.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people don't realize that. And, you know, and again, when the turn of tides, when it went to Democrat, you know, some people remained Republican. And the one thing about Honorable Pearl Falls, I'll never forget. She was in the middle of one of our business meetings, and she said, "How do you expect this organization to get any respect if we are not giving any money to candidates?" And Shabomi took that and ran.
Absolutely.
Ran, and it was just you know, literally the pearls of wisdom that she gave us, this organization.
Yeah, right.
Incredible. But that was, I'm telling you, that stuck with me. From that point forward, I took my campaign contributions the same way I did my tithing. You have to give. It's like, it's not.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We, you know, like I used to say, and I never got, you know, I was never jabbing at anybody, but just to understand the politics, you know, I used to tell people, you know, just go online and see who donates to the politicians, right? And those people that donate are the ones that they work for,
Yep.
right? Jesus, what did Jesus say? You know, the man who pays the piper calls the tune, right? So when we understand that, you know, we have to have that understanding of politics that we have to say. Dr. Claude Anderson used to always say, right? He would say, the first thing Black people need to do is buy land, right? That's we have to buy land. And once you buy land, right, you take that money from the land and you buy your politician. And if you can't buy them, you rent them, right? Because that's part of power. That's the structure of power. Because when you have land and you have equity, you're able to make the politicians work for you, right? And it's not about color and it's not about party. This is how the system is. That's the way it is. And we have to work from that. And I'm glad Saboni's do it, and I tell everybody else to do it. And I'm like, yo, like, you know, you have to do it that way. You have to do it. We Black Westchester, our power is our reach. Our power is where we go. And to the point that politicians want to come on the show. You know, we still trying to get Republicans on. I don't understand why they're scared, you know, to come on the show. We had a couple of Republicans on, and they was like, yo, we had a great time. We was told not to come on the show, but this is a great show. you know, because it wasn't about jabbing them. It was talking about issues. How are you going to solve these issues that's in our communities? That's what we want to know, right? What's your position? It's not about, I don't care about Trump. I want to know what you're going to do in Westchester County and how are you going to affect Westchester County? Or what's that young Republican guy that be on the radio, the black guy that ran against Schumer?
Oh my gosh, I can't think of his name right
The
now.
young black. I think he's wonderful.
Yeah.
I really do. I mean, I really think his points on how he see things as a young black man and who's conservative. I didn't have a problem with his answers. Other than he just didn't want to, get at Trump for some other reason. But when he talked about economics, when he talked about education, when he talked about all that, I was like, hey, I think he's right. Because we got to fix the economic system in the black communities.
That's right.
We got to fix them.
Amen.
We have to fix them. I mean, people are paying $30,000-$40,000 a year to put their kids in private schools.
Preach, Damon. But
I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy.
No, it is. Damon, it is so funny because it's very funny that you should say that, because just this morning, us co-chairs, we're talking about our president. Yeah, I say it, talking about our president. And we were just so proud at how she lends a hand. She extends the olive branch to the Republicans.
Exactly.
Nobody does that.
Exactly.
So that's what we was talking about you, Madam President. We was talking about you. So again, we just that I'm telling you, just us as a group this morning, because we have our own meeting, and we were just commending her, for that outreach, because nobody else is doing it. And yes, we have our strong Black Democratic Dems. We have our Hispanic Dems, but we have to really commend Madam President for really the outreach to the opposite, making us really seriously a multi-partisan, group. So kudos to Madam President for that outreach, because nobody else is doing it.
Well, we're about to shock everybody, because we're about to send Blacks in Law Enforcement is about to send a support letter for James Nolan, because he stood strong with the menthol ban, and I got that was the most. No, never mind. Forget about it. We just like that he stood up for the menthol ban, and that bill that was just bad legislation. Good people make bad legislation sometimes. And now we're fighting it on a federal level.
You saw that? Did you see that? I was like, oh my God. Okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what they're trying to do, and I got to go down to D.C. and cause a little ruckus down there. But, it's all right. I don't mind doing it. But the whole thing is they just can't. That's going to be a bad bill. It's going to put burden on law enforcement, and states have laws that you can't have untaxed cigarettes, and you could get locked up for that. And for them to say that, it's not part, it won't be part of the criminal justice part, there's no criminal justice part in it, is a downright lie. Is a downright lie. And now, if I'm a bad cop, if I'm a racist cop, and I see a Black person smoking a cigarette, I know 9 times out of 10 it's going to be a menthol, right? So I'm going to go and mess him up, and then things going to happen, and he's going to get arrested, and he's going to be resisting arrest and disobeying the lawful order and all that other crazy stuff that happens, so now you're putting more Black people in jeopardy, and then they're going to search your car and see if you got 4 or 5 cartons, I think it's 5 cartons, you get arrested. And New York State is one of the most highest states. 80% of New York City cigarettes are illegal. 80%, 40% in the whole state, 80% in New York City. We can't even solve that problem. So why would we make the demand more if we ban menthol cigarettes? And I met a federal agent, and he was like, not even the untaxed cigarettes, the ones that come out of state, the bootleg cigarettes that come from Japan. only like a real smoker will know that this ain't no, because they're used to smoking it. But there's millions and millions of cartons of cigarettes that come into the United States that are bootleg from Japan. So you're going to increase that want, right? You're feeding the animal and banning it like that, and you can't even control it. And that's the problem. So, we were able to convince Lattimore, but now we got to convince the Biden administration not to do it. Well, all law enforcement agencies have said it's a bad idea, and so I don't know. It just continues.
I agree with the comments. Damon K. Jones for commissioner. I agree. I love it. That's what I'm talking about. Round of applause.
We got to keep putting it out in the atmosphere. One day I might pop up somewhere. You never know. You never know. But if I do, there's going to be some change there. It's going to be some change.
A good try.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. But I want to thank y'all, man. I want to thank y'all for coming on, and I'm definitely I'm definitely figuring out what I'm going to wear on Friday.
All right now.
I haven't worn shoes in so long. My corns don't went away because I just been wearing like slip-on. I've been retired, so I ain't been wearing nothing but like slip-on flip-flops and stuff like that. I've been chilling. I ain't been wearing no shoes. I looked at my shoes and said, man, these shoes are kind of outdated. I might have to go buy me a new pair or something like that. Give me a reason to go over to Saks Fifth Avenue and spend some money. When I'm on a fixed income now. I gotta watch it though. Say that again. You break. I can't. No, you break it up again. I don't know.
Hear me?
Yeah, now, yeah.
I said you inspired me to put pen to paper to write my own memoir about growing up in public housing, running public housing, and seeing how public housing is trying to be dismantled. So
yeah, absolutely. Look, a book is a look at all these books I've written.
Yes.
All these books I've written, and I got two more. I got two more in the chamber that I'm trying to finish. Well, books is a great, for me, writing books is a great way of me just relaxing, right?
Yeah.
And also holding myself accountable, right? Things that I know, because like when I was at work, people were like, why are you reading your own books? I said, because this is the way I keep myself accountable. If I write about it, I got to be about it, right? So I always read my own books at work, to just keep myself accountable. And like things I go to, like this book here coming up, conquering emotional eating for lasting wellness, right? When I'm stressed out, I eat. Right, so I had to figure out.
You need to bring that on Friday so I can buy it, please.
Yes, that's my testimony.
Over 40 pounds.
I wrote a book that helped me, so I could remember the things I need to do. So when I get stressed out, I won't be up at 2:00 in the morning eating stuff I shouldn't be eating.
Yep.
Yes, I'm not kidding. Bring the daggone book so I can buy it from you on Friday.
Bring the book. Bring the book.
All right, I bring it. I only got 3 copies because I'm still trying. It's still not finished though. I just got to check. Well, you know what? I'm going to give it to you on Friday. You can read it and tell me what's wrong with it.
All right.
Where all the mistakes at? Because I'm still got to read it.
It would be my honor. Thank you, honey.
Yeah, no. I'll bring it for you. Because that's. I mean, writing is great. And now you got AI. Please, you could write a book in about 4 hours. Long as you know what you're talking about, you write a book in 4 hours. I wrote a kid's book with AI, and it's about a young man named Timmy, and he realizes that there's no fresh fruits or vegetables in his city.
Wow.
So he goes to a rally, and he comes across my first book, The Power and Benefits of Detoxing, Cleansing, and Eating Clean. And he goes to the mayor, he goes to the preachers, he goes to the elder that is the community farmer. He goes to another elder who runs the food pantry, and he has all these different conversations that inspire him to give out fresh food after school for children who go home and they really don't have any food. So it's a journey of a young man taking responsibility of his community, because what we know, a lot of Black communities are food deserts, fresh food, so it addresses that issue, and and it's a children's book. I'm just waiting on to really sit down with the artist to do the whole thing with the art and the cartoon like characters and all through the book. But hopefully I'll get that done, and then it's going to be a great book. It's going to be a great book. So that's just on the wings too. I always forget the kids book because I got to find a good artist. And but I think that'll be great. That'll be probably my only kids book. But it's I just want to inspire kids to eat healthy and take care of their community, and use these areas and grow fresh fruits and vegetables.
David, do you know my father-in-law, Reverend Farish?
Reverend Farish.
He has about 22 acres of farmland up in Goshen, and he's probably the only Black farmer up there.
No, I need to meet him because he's 10 minutes away from me.
14 North Columbus Avenue.
I live in Middletown.
Yes, but his farm is up in Goshen.
Really? Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, I gotta meet him. Next summer we need to walk the farm. I do a nice video on the farm.
Okay. I'll connect you.
Yeah, because we might be taking over. I don't even know how I should say. Well, we might be. There's going to be some changing in one of the food pantries in Mount Vernon, where I'm going to become more relevant in what's going on in there.
Very good.
I would love to work with him with the fruits and vegetables from his farm, and that would be great. To get fruits and vegetables from a Black farmer, man. Like that's exciting. That's exciting. So, me and my cousins, we own 30 acres down in North Carolina, and we're trying to figure out what we're going to do with it. But if the state goes to marijuana, it's just going to be 30 acres of weed. I'm going to tell you that right now. We're going to get that money. Yeah, my first cousin, he's the state of North Carolina public safety. What they call him? The public safety. He's the top cop in North Carolina. Basically, he's the head Negro in charge of all the law enforcement agencies in North Carolina. So he just told us to wait. He said, just wait. It's coming. Just wait. So we just waiting it out.
Okay.
And we just gonna get. It's gonna be called the Buffalo Farm. After our ancestors. Last name is Buffalo.
Soldiers.
Yeah, no, Buffalo. Remember, my mother's maiden name was Buffalo.
Oh, okay.
With an E. So all her brothers and sisters, they're all Buffaloes. I still got cousins with the last name Buffalo down in North Carolina. But so we just gonna call it the Buffalo Farm and figure out what we're gonna grow on it. But land, I never would want to sell it. I'll just leave my portion to my son and my grandchildren. But I told him I'm not. Ain't no sell coming from this person. Ain't no sell. So we just got to keep land.
That's it.
We just got to just do something with it. But farming is great, man. I definitely, man, I'll be excited. Yeah, that's great. That's great.
The Black Dirt Country.
Yeah, because I'm about to do a mentoring program too, hopefully at the library if they get their stuff together. And that'll be a place we could bring the kids.
Yes.
Which library?
Huh?
Which library?
Mount Vernon Library. Mount Vernon Library. I have a program called My Life, Youth Leadership Institute for Future Excellence, and it's a 6-month program. And you know, we're gonna meet 2 Saturdays a month, and one of the Saturdays we're gonna have. I was trying to get once I get everything together, I wanted to bring them up to the jail, and not a scared straight, but just have them sit down. But you know, sometimes politics work. I could just find some guys that've been to jail, and we just sit in the circle at the library, because I ain't begging nobody for nothing. You know, here's the program. Yo, you want a partner? Oh, well, bye. You know, I know enough dudes that have been locked up out here. I could get them sit down, pay them $100, you know, for an hour to sit down and talk to the kids. But we're trying to do that. You know, we just trying to. It's time to get our black boys, man. We got to grab them. We got to grab them. We have to grab them. Like, it's crazy.
Damon, you already know.
It's crazy out there.
Yep. Because how am I dealing with this with him in 3rd grade? I had to deal with it. Okay. Then on top of dealing with that, thank God for 100 Black Men of Manhattan.
Good.
They took him on as a 3rd grader because of what he experienced. And that program is only for 6th to 8th graders, but they took them in, and it was just an amazing experience for him. So he has them as his older brothers, and it was just amazing. So and yes, it starts that young.
No, it does. Listen, I got my little grandbaby. She 3 years old, and I could be in the bedroom, not be seen, and she be acting up, and I say, "What's that ruckus going on out there?" And she, ooh. You know what I'm saying? Like men are needed for their young girls too. And I don't understand some of these. We gotta start with the men, so they don't be going around making all these babies, and then they get with the white woman, have a baby, y'all get married, put the ring on, get married, had the baby, y'all work it out for the rest of your life, because that's what y'all vowed to. But out here having all these babies, man, and the kids don't know who their daddy is, and the young girl never seen a man before, so she grow up, can't even have a relationship with a man because she never seen a man. She ain't never been around a healthy man, a man that's gonna respect his mother, their mother, right? Her mother. You know, dudes sneaking in and out at night. No, that's not healthy. You know, so we got to teach our young boys and girls how to live a healthy life. You know.
So please turn into Black Westchester People Before Politics on the fourth Sunday.
Exactly.
Jones
exactly.
With Black Love.
Yeah, I took a break because my girl passed away. You know, my partner in that. You know, and Nikki. So, but you know, I want to bring it back. I want to start doing it. And then on Monday I do Motivational Monday, and tomorrow I'm talking about power. How do we immense power in our personal lives? You know, how do we grow? You know, and teach, because we don't teach kids how to get power, right? We don't teach kids that. Like I said, I'm arguing with Black folks how to sit at a table and have table etiquette and know what fork to get. You know what glass to grab, and they're saying that's not important. It is important. If you go to business meetings, you have clients. Right? It is important. We have to teach young men that. And that's going to be one of the classes. They're going to sit down and they're going to learn how to eat dinner table. You know what? But you know what the problem is? Big Mama is 45 now. She ain't in her 70s no more. Big Mama 45. She ain't never learned how to eat at the table. Nobody eats at the table anymore. Everybody's in their separate rooms playing PlayStation and doing all that. Remember, when I grew up, dinner time, sit at the table. Everybody sits at the table. Everything stops, right? And Daddy get the big piece of chicken. Don't take the big piece of chicken. Daddy get the big. He gonna work hard and pay all these bills and put these Pro-Ceds on our feet and all that. Daddy get the big piece of chicken. Don't touch that piece of chicken.
Damon, let me give you a little I call it a shortcut. When you're dealing with dinner etiquette, tell them always, you start on the outside and work your way in.
Right.
Yeah. People don't realize that. And
right.
Of course, the top is your dessert spoon or whatever. But yeah, you always
Yeah.
gotta work your way in so you know which fork to use.
Yeah.
Knife to use.
Yeah, then you had one dude on Facebook talking about, oh, that's European. I said, so, you know, you from Ghana? You eat with your hands? How does that work out at Ruth Chris? How does that work out? Eating with your hands at Ruth Chris, right? They said, sir, we don't do that here. This is not the establishment for you to be eating a steak with your hands, sir.
Damon, wait. So that was definitely the wrong question because remember my answer. Yes, I am European.
Exactly. I'm like, come on. Now, if I'm in Ghana, right? If I'm in Ghana and they eating their hands and I sit at the table and ain't no fork, guess what's gonna happen? I gotta eat with my hands, right?
Yeah.
But we in America, man. Like that's not happening at Ruth Chris. They're gonna kindly tell you, sir, you have to use a fork and knife.
That's right.
You know, you have to use a fork and knife, sir. Like I don't understand black people sometimes, but it is what it is. You know, we just got to keep fighting and keep pushing it. You know, it was like 100 and something comments on this one. Just talking about using the right knife and fork.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then I put the video up. The next day, I put a video up of two little black girls learning proper food etiquette. As for all y'all that was arguing with me yesterday, here's a video for y'all how to cut meat and cut fish. You know, I mean, we have to learn. We got to push excellence. You know, we've been the last 10 years. I mean, it's been nothing but black ignorance. I can't even watch BET no more. Right?
One more time, Damon. So that's crazy. You're right.
I can't. I cut the cable off. My best friend is YouTube. You know, my best friend is YouTube. I watch my pastor all the time, but RC Blake's, that's my dude.
Where's he
Like
at?
that. New Orleans. I had to go to New Orleans to get a preacher I trust. I had to go down to New Orleans.
No, you're always welcome at First Baptist Cathedral in Westbury, Long Island.
Yeah,
yes.
I had to go down to New Orleans. But that's my dude, man. That's my big brother. You know, I go down there like once every 3 months, hang out. You know, but they have so much stuff.
And you're not part of him or who's your pastor, Madam President?
Stephen Polk, Greatest Centennial AME Zion Church in Mount Vernon.
I'm a member there too. Don't get it twisted.
AJ Woodson is a member of my church.
Yeah, I'm a member. I'm a member.
Okay.
I was a member of Grace.
Yes, Grace. Yeah.
I was there at Grace for a while. I had to leave there though.
All right. What did you say to Richardson? Because I know you said something.
Nah, because I was engaged to his daughter.
Oh.
Boom! Everybody's like, what?
Wait.
The whole room. What you say?
Wait. Here you go. Now I'm gonna freak you out. I know you're not talking about Orchid.
Yeah.
Shut your mouth. You lying.
Yeah, me and Orchid was engaged for a minute. We broke up. I used to sit in the front row, family pew, the whole thing. What you talking about, girl?
Oh my God. Wait, so everybody's trying to figure out how you know his daughter because 6 degrees of separation. Kim, my cousin, went to Edgemont with Orchid. I know.
Oh, okay. No, it just ain't work out. I mean, it is what it is. Like, she's still a great person. It just ain't work out. I mean, you know, ain't no hard feelings. Me and Rev still good people. It just ain't work out. You know. Then I met my wife and I got married. It is what it is. You know, but you know, it just ain't work.
Black business. Go ahead with the cupcakes. I love it.
Exactly. Yeah, she doing her thing. But you know, me and Rev still cool. You know, me and I ain't got nothing else to do. I still respect him as a man and what he's done and what he has accomplished.
Yes.
You know, and he's a wealth of information.
Yes.
You know, and when I see him, I try. He's came on the show. He's came on the show and got so comfortable. He was saying things. I was like, Lord have mercy. He's gonna make these preachers mad at him. He got comfortable. Even AJ, you talk to AJ. AJ was sitting like, I didn't know he was like that. I said, dude, he comfortable. He know me. He comfortable. He just, what? I was sitting, I'm like, oh my God. He just went in.
Yeah,
He went in on these pastors. He went in.
Wait. Hold on. Madam President.
Yeah.
Was he at ours at the 46, or was that the multicultural where he went left?
That was the multicultural. That was not ours.
Yeah.
I can honestly say he blacked out.
That's the rev I know. That's a rev I know. That's a rev I know.
Blacked out.
That's a rev I know.
Yo, he blacked out. And wait, Madam President, do you remember what he blacked out about?
I can't really remember.
Okay. He blacked out about another Democratic group running candidates against another Democratic group. He
Yes.
went left.
It was the Black Jam last year. The Black Jam.
I couldn't remember. All I know is it was.
Listen.
He went left. He left nothing on the floor. You hear me? Nothing. We was all like, did he just say that? Did that just
Y'all,
happen?
let me tell you something. Y'all can pull it up.
Mm-hmm.
It's on tape. He started talking about how these preachers be kissing behind, and he ain't got to kiss nobody behind because his membership hold him down. And I speak my truth. And we just said, AJ, I was laughing, right? I'm laughing because I know that rev, right? I see that. I've seen that rev. AJ ain't never seen that one before. And AJ was just like, he was on the camera like, and I'm just like, go ahead, Doc, go ahead. I'm goofing them on. Go ahead, Doc, tell that truth, man.
He blacked out. Do you hear me? And I'm trying to think of who I ran into afterwards, and they were like, "Oh my God!" I was like, "Yo."
Nah, he gets the truth, you know. He gets the truth. He gets the truth, you know. I have a lot of respect. I have a lot of respect for Reverend Richardson. You know, he do his thing. You know, it's about his members. You know, he take care of his members. You know, and you can't ask for nothing less. You know, when a pastor take care of his members and make sure, you know, some things we don't understand what he does or why he does it, but he takes care of his members from what he does, and I can't get mad at that. You know, I can't get mad. Some people do, but I don't. You know.
But Damon, he said it from the floor.
Oh, absolutely.
He said there was only one race.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't running a candidate against another person of color. I said, I'm mad that he even knew that. He was just like, there's only one race. I was like, I was like, oh shoot. I was like, let me just wait.
Exactly.
It's like, yo.
I remember he spoke in Yonkers. He spoke. I don't know where we was at, but he spoke in Yonkers. It was at the library. And I think it was about police brutality or something. And he said the most common sense thing. He was like, if you a lawmaker, why can't you just change the law, right? Like, what is the problem? What is the problem? If you are the lawmaker, you are the ones that make the law, you create the law, you just change the law. Like, how hard is it just to change the law? And I was sitting there, I'm like, yo, this dude's right. Like, why is they taking so long to change the law? You know, because it just didn't make no common sense. You know, and we're still waiting on laws, you know, that should be protecting us. You know, and I think a lot of times we're sidetracked, you know, and I don't want to be sidetracked no more about Trump. You know, I don't want to hear about Trump's cases. I want to hear about what's happening in the Black community when young Black boys and Black girls are being shot at and killed. And I don't hear nothing from the AG about that. That's, you know, I don't want to hear about Trump. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to hear how you going to get these guns off the street, right? How you going to stop these young Black girls from being kidnapped, You know, my wife deal with these kidnaps and rapes almost every day, but it never make the press. But these things happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, and what are you going to do about it? You come in the black neighborhood and you talking about Trump?
Name it.
No.
Nope. The one thing that unfortunately makes the press are the hoaxes. They make the press and
Right.
they stay on the news cycle.
Right.
But I will bring up one thing that you brought up earlier, which was very important when you talked about affirmative action. When you was talking about it's like no longer. I have to give Assemblywoman Latrice Walker a shout out because she was talking about the affirmative action with the education piece. Let me tell you something. She did a counter bill that removed legacy from white institutions. They were like, forget this little legacy and nepotism.
Exactly.
So, like you want to take out the affirmative action for education for blacks. Let's take out the legacy.
Right.
Not just because your people paid for the building next door does not mean that you're going to get automatic admission. So I got to give a shout out to Latrice Walker for doing that one. And she got her education at Pace Law School right here in White Plains and Pleasantville. So bless her for that one. But
no, absolutely. We need to get some black schools in Westchester.
Say that one more time. As a Morgan State graduate,
we need to get some black schools in Westchester. We need to have at least one black high school that black people that make means. There's a lot of black people that got some good money in Westchester County. Why can't we have one prestigious black high school in the county? Like I don't get it.
They want to put them in Africa. They want to put them in Africa. They want to put them in Africa. They want to put them all in foreign countries.
Yeah, we got all these rich folks over in Scarsdale and East, all these rich black folks. We had Beyonce and Jay-Z up in here. We had this one and that one.
Their secret Scarsdale house.
Exactly. Everybody know they here, right? You know, I mean,
wait, ask the real estate broker down there in the bottom of the corner.
Exactly. And you know, I mean, if we can't have a prestigious black high school, you know, we can't put our great education minds that's in Westchester to say we're gonna get some funding, and we're gonna have a black prestigious high school where we can send our young black kids, you know, to have that are advanced, and make sure, you know, my granddaughter is advanced in everything, right? And we have no place to send her, right? Where we have no place to send her that's going to continue with a black ethnic base, you know, that she's going to grow. So she has to continue to go to Mount Vernon, and Mount Vernon is it's insane. Like I don't even want to go to the high school. I don't even want to go to the high school. But you know, I mean, it's not my child, right? But you know, I'm like, but there's no place that we could take these kids that are excelling, and even regular kids, you know, but kids that are excelling, and put them in, you know, a nice black educational system, you know, in Westchester County. We should have had that a long time ago.
And you know who needed to head the school?
Who?
BAG.
Who's that?
And Glover.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. Well, she's you know, she's retired now. She ain't messing around. But I mean, we should have had it even when she was doing that in Woodlands, and she was taking kids to Africa, and she was making sure these young brothers and sisters had a Afrocentric base in education. You know, we wasn't even thinking about it back then. Like we should have been. We should have been focusing on it back then. You know, I mean, it's my opinion. You know, when Dr. Chase was in Greenberg, she was doing a hell of a job with programs with young black boys and having functions. And then they get rid of her. Like, what is wrong? Like, I don't get it.
Wait, remember I told you where she went, right?
Yeah, she out in Long Island to white folks.
Where my church is, Westbury.
They ain't that white out there in Wild West.
Wait, she in Newcastle. She in Newcastle. She in the Greenberg. She in the Greenberg or Westbury.
You go out to Wild Wild Westbury. Well, you gonna get
She's
shot.
in the Fairview section. She in the Fairview.
Oh God. Oh man.
Just tell you,
Yeah, I ain't messing with y'all. We done been on what? Jesus Christ, it's almost 8 o'clock, man.
Yes.
We don't messing with y'all.
Yes, you know. Again, Damon, thank you so much. AJ,
No, thank you.
Nothing but love and respect. Madam President, closing words.
We are just so grateful to partner again with Black Westchester Magazine. And we are just looking forward to seeing everyone at 6 p.m. on Friday, the 20th of October at our 47th anniversary gala. See you then.
Awesome. Madam Co-Chair.
Just to say, this has been a pleasure. Please, please support everyone in all the groups that are here, and we hope to see you then.
And again, I always, my wonderful, wonderful co-chair and my Madam President, I just want to thank Black Westchester for this opportunity. I'm telling everybody, please don't miss cocktail hour. We have
No, I'm gonna be there for that one.
we have a wonderful Jazz Academy Award nominated jazz singer, thanks to our Madam President. Let me tell you something. She was singing all my songs when I got pulled out to the front desk. And I'm telling you, this woman comes with her accompaniment, and I'm telling you, it is all the way. Everything. It's just, she's amazing. She was singing everything from Mary J. Blige to she was singing her hind parts off. Again, award, Academy, Emmy Award, no, Grammy Award nominated. And please remind me her name, Madam President.
Antoinette Montague.
Antoinette Montague, amazing. But again, Damon, we love you, we support you. AJ,
Thank you.
You're in sabbatical this weekend, I know, and thank you.
I want to thank everybody for coming. We're going to put in the link. If you're watching later, we're going to make sure the link is in there if you want to buy tickets for the event next Friday. Support me. I'm definitely going to reach out to my friend, my brother AJ. He'll be back next week. And maybe Dave Daniels will be back with his book. Maybe he'll back next week with his book. But tomorrow, 8 p.m., on my YouTube page, Damon T. Jones, I'm going to be talking about the power within. In our pursuit of power, resilience is our compass, guiding us through storms and adversity. So we're going to have a great discussion. It's a pre-discussion of the book that's coming out. I'm going to go over all the chapters in that book. Each Monday, I'm going to do like 2 chapters. So definitely check me out tomorrow at 8 o'clock. I want to thank everybody, and everybody have a good night. Peace
Don't
out.
forget my book, Damon.
I got you.
22 million black victims of Americanism are waking up, and they're gaining a new political consciousness, becoming politically mature. And as they develop this political maturity, they're able to see the recent trends in these political elections. Any minority that has a block of votes that stick together is in a strategic position. Either way you go, that's who gets it. You're in a position to determine who go to the White House and who stay in the doghouse. You're the one who has that power. You and I have never seen democracy. All we've seen is hypocrisy. Today, look around America. We see America not through the eyes of someone who has enjoyed the fruits of Americanism. We see America through the eyes of someone who has been the victim of Americanism. We don't see any American dream. We've experienced only the American nightmare. We haven't benefited from America's democracy. We've only suffered from America's hypocrisy. And the generation that's coming up now can see it and are not afraid to say it.